Hey guys, Matt Fortine here, Corona Firefighters. Just wanted to reach out to instructors, um, give a little briefing here. It was going to be a challenge to try to get everybody together at the same time as far as our instructor meeting goes, just due to A shift working and the USAR class going on tomorrow. So I wanted to send you this email. I'm going to send you an email that has some other information too as far as pit lineups. You guys should already have that. Hopefully get the IAP here pretty quick and get that out to you, but send you a good document so you guys can have one centralized resource. So just wanted to go over some different things, our focus as instructors, some details regarding us being hosts, the cars, Station A, just give a quick rundown. So our focus this week is going to be first as hosts. We want to provide a safe atmosphere. We're going to do that by requiring PPE for the students. The students' PPE is going to be a minimum of their department required PPE. If they have something in policy, they need to wear the PPE according to their policy, especially if they're sponsored students, if they're sent by their department. Or the minimum PPE will be helmet, Nomex jacket, Nomex pants, steel toe boots. Decent gloves, not like gardening gloves, but leather gloves or education gloves, and ANSI rated eyewear. So that's going to be the required PPE. Control your class. Make sure that guys are wearing their PPE, that nobody's doing anything dumb, that they're not over in the corner messing with stuff and going to hurt themselves or somebody else. Practice good decision making. So if you don't think it's a good thing, or if we're pushing tools or pushing the limit of the tools or the vehicles, or our stabilization, that we stop. We want to remember that we're not there rescuing anyone. No one is trapped. We need to train accordingly, be safe, don't put ourselves in bad situations, don't put ourselves under cars in places where we're going to get hurt. So as hosts, another key point is facilitation. We're going to answer questions that are asked of us, and even if we don't know, we're going to make sure that those questions get answered by somebody. So we're going to reach out and find a way to get those questions answered. So please let me know, and I can help you work that out if you don't have the answer to something. I will ask that you don't argue, so definitely control your class, but you don't need to argue with the students, make them feel bad, feel guilty, feel dumb. If you need them to do something, if there's a key component or a safety issue, you can ask them once, you can tell them once, and if they're still not listening, come to me. I'm here to support you guys and support the class. If there's going to be somebody that's a bad guy there, then that'll be myself. I don't want it to have to come from you guys. So please let me know if there's an issue, and whether it's a personality thing, a safety thing, just somebody just wanted to do their own thing. I have no problem talking to them. So come to me with those issues. Please make your needs known and your students' needs known. So if there's anything that we're missing, or something that you need, or something that's not happening, again, please come to myself, and I'll try to make that happen for you the best I can. And then lastly, sometimes you get some weird requests. Guys want to do strange things with the cars. They want to try some technique or something. And I'm okay with that. If a request is safe to do and it'll benefit the class or benefit the group, or there's time after, then I'm okay with that. Please do that and facilitate for them. But just make sure that it is go back to that good decision making. Make sure that it is a good request and a reasonable request, and it's going to be safe to do. So as instructors, our key points are going to be reading the rec, load and go versus stay and play, learning and using good techniques, and being an example. So reading the rec, we want to teach people to get on scene, to quickly, rapidly look at what they have going on, look at their patients, look at the situation, try to determine the best course of action, and get to work. So we're going to talk about how to get to those places, what needs to happen, and help them build that understanding of how to complete an extrication or improve their ability to read the rec and know what to do on an extrication. As far as patients go, talk about the difference between a load and go and a stay and play situation. A load and go being somebody who's basically dead where they sit, and their best chance of survival is getting them out of the car, getting them off scene. So sometimes it's just making an opening big enough to drag them out, versus staying and playing where you have maybe elderly or obese patients where you really need to remove material from the car to be able to get them out. Have them learn and use good techniques. You see this all the time with those guys that come up to a door with the spreaders, and they'll put the tip in, and they'll make little motions, and you're there all day. Talk to them about crushing metal, about making openings, about purchase points. Have them use good techniques, and don't just let them make their same mistakes over and over again. And being a good example, don't do going back to good decision making. Don't do dumb things. Uh, um, be professional, and just be a good example to them as an instructor. And then for me, I would just ask that you keep track of time. So in the IAP, we have all the breakdown of the time for all the pits. Just know it. You also have a radio. I'll give announcements for when those pits are, when the time's coming to an end. But we just don't want to run long. We want to get those students out of there. And if your pit's awesome, those guys are going to hang out and work with you afterwards anyways, and that's okay. But you'll have that little bit of break in time, hopefully before the pit's over, to work with those guys. So cars. So there's important stuff with cars. We have Teslas this year, which are awesome. So all parts must get put back in the same Tesla. So there's 7 Teslas. So whatever you cut out of a certain Tesla needs to go back in that same Tesla. They've already been purchased, and so we need to make sure that all the parts are there for the proper scrap for the companies. Do not allow students to mess with the motors. There's like a big motor in the rear of the vehicle. Don't mess with that. Don't cut into it. Don't destroy it. Don't cut into suspension components or destroy those. Try to leave. You will leave all the motor and suspension intact. And the last thing is also a big thing. So no photos or videos of the Teslas. This is a big thing for their legal. So don't allow guys to video. Don't allow them to take pictures in front of the Teslas. No social media. This could have future ramifications for us as far as getting more Teslas, getting more cars. So please don't do it. No photos or videos. We have city PD cars, so make sure that all the parts come in the same car that they came from. So if you cut a part off of it, put it back there. But there's no limit on what to cut with those. The Kia, Hyundai, and Mercedes, those parts just need to be placed in the same brand. They're all going to the same place, and there's no limit on what to cut. So if you cut a part off a Mercedes, you can put it in another Mercedes if that's more convenient. So just as long as they're all within the same brand, that's fine. Get it out of there. The junkyard cars, there's no restriction, so go to town on that. Other info for cars: don't intentionally cut cars in half. I know with patient care, we wreck shop on those. But don't intentionally tear them in half. It's a big pain for the Pettibone drivers. And have your students help you with pit cleanup. I know we've got the volunteers, but if you can have your students just after every pit, just kind of throw a broom on it, throw all the big pieces back in the cars. That really helps with cleanup on Saturday and especially on Sunday. So have them help. Station A on Friday. So I attached the outline on what's going on. So for you guys that are new to Station A, that's our intro that happens Friday afternoon. So the morning time we'll have a lecture. After lunch, we'll break into Station A. So half of the big group will go to Station A. The other half will stay in there for the Tesla/hybrid lecture. And so we'll break, the half that goes outside will break into 4 pits, and we'll go over all of that Station A material. So go over the bulk of the material with the group. Brief overview of stabilization. You don't have to go crazy in depth. We've done that in the past, and we just seem to lose people. So they're going to get a lot of stabilization practice over the weekend. So broad strokes on that. And then so we're going to do half on once you're in your pit and checking the pit roster for the Station A. You'll have half of the group of each of your group on the 4-door, the other half on the 2-door, and then you'll rotate. So it'll give you about, once you talk to them, it's 1.5 hours for each of the rotations for the Station A. So you'll have about 15, 20 minutes to go over everything, and then split that time between the groups. So I'll be right there to keep you guys time-wise good. So focus on good teaching techniques. Saturday and Sunday pits, again, pit lineup. You guys will all have a place to be. And then be open to change. I got a couple coverage issues. I know Boggs and Torres need to get out of there Saturday, so I've got a couple of you guys in mind to bump over and cover for them. But we'll talk about that. So And remember, you're responsible. You pit leads, you guys are responsible for your pit cleanup on Sunday. So please don't bail out of there at 4 o'clock. I get it. You guys have coverage and this and that, but you're responsible for it. So don't just take off. If you have to take off, then have a plan for it. I'm okay with you having a plan with you leaving, but you are still responsible for it. So make sure that you have something in place and that you get it done. And then last of all you guys, you Corona instructors, Bonzer from Ellen Curtis, Eric Sanders, all my Hearst guys, thank you for coming and helping us out. Hakala, you guys are awesome. You guys have given up something to be here, and whatever your motivation behind it is, we appreciate it. We've got a great class, probably the best, at least on this half of the coast. No offense to you, Gig Harbor guys. Here's pretty good too, but we got a great class going on, and so thank you very much for coming down and helping out. And I hope you have a good weekend. Let me know if you need anything, and yeah, let's have fun. All right, thank you guys.